Internet, what is up? It's been a minute, but we're back with a Weapons Free Wednesday for you guys because I just know you guys are in the mood for a good Weapons Free Wednesday rant. And it's been a minute, so we're going to get after it. We're going to throw down on this episode. But before we do, let's get the business part out of the way. This episode of the podcast has been brought to you by our good friends down at BC Precision Ballistics in Texas, the proprietors of the 6mm Max cartridge. We've talked about it at length on the podcast. We've had them on the podcast. We're going to have them back on the podcast because we've got some big announcements coming from them, probably within the next, I would say, month. And we're excited to get them back on. But we're doing good things with them, and they're sponsoring the podcast, and they're great dudes. So shout out to Clark, shout out to Brian, shout out to Mike. Love you guys. And I hate to break it to the rest of you, but the replacement for the 5.56 cartridge is here. It's called the 6mm Max. So go check them out on the gram at, I believe it's BCP 6mm Max on the gram, and on the internet, if you want to check out the website, it is bcprecisionballistics.com. Okay. We got ammo available in 90 grain, 105 grain. I think there's more available, but I think primarily we just have 90 and 105s in stock right now. And we've got barrels in stock from Carbon 6 and from Saturn. So go check those out. We've got a YouTube that is about to drop probably in the next few weeks. The Daniel Defense debacle is done, and that's about to go out. That's going to go out probably in the next few days. But then we are going to get our first initial impressions of the 6mm Max done for you guys. We've got a few builds here. Kato and I both have built guns, and they are performing beautifully. We are happy to report. So be on the lookout for that YouTube. All right, without further ado, let's jump into episode 140 of Weapons Free Wednesday. Let's fucking Geo.
'Cause I'm so fucking good! Get some, baby! Get some! Get some! Get some! Get some! Get some! Come on! Get it! Come on! Get some! Get some! Yeah! 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 I got you, mother!
So there's a thing called Chu Hai, and I'll let you explain it because you are in fact Asian.
Well, in Japan they have these drinks called chuhais, and it's a whiskey or a gin cocktail mixed with soda. They come in these cans that come from small to very large, and it's made by Suntory. It's called -196 Sub-Zero. And they're really, really good, and they're
delicious.
like Asian White Claws, but they don't suck.
They do not suck at all.
Yeah. And they get you fucked up, and they're actually like colloquially known as one can.
Mm-hmm. A one can.
Yeah. So like everyone goes to the convenience store and gets one can. You're fucked up for the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much how it works out.
Yeah.
And we found some here, but they ran out, so we got the next best thing, which is soju.
Mm-hmm. We
So
switched guns to soju.
Yeah. Korean rice wine. If you don't know about it, you're missing out.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
And you mixed up some Kelpico strawberry.
Yeah, this is
with
strawberry, yogurt, Yakult yogurt soju with Kelpico strawberry. And they're sweet. And
It's
they
remarkable.
Taste really good,
It's-
and they don't taste like booze.
Yeah,
and
it
they
doesn't
go
even
down
taste like
crazy.
booze. Yeah, it doesn't even taste like booze. It tastes like it's delicious.
They're like little pussy bitch drinks, but they're so good.
They're so amazing. Welcome back. It's been a minute, and okay, listen, so just so you guys know, we were too fucking lazy to set up the cameras tonight. Okay, so there's no video for this episode, all right, just in case you're wondering. In case you're like, what? But we want to see. There's no.
Too bad.
Too bad for you, okay? We just wanted to crank out a really good episode.
You know what we look like? Just imagine it yourselves.
Yep.
It's kind of like reading a book.
Yep.
That's why books are better.
Correct. We're sitting at a table, face to face, microphones and drinks in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to dive into some pretty fun topics, I would say, tonight. We got some fun things to talk about. First of all, I think we should kick off with, as soon as we are done with this episode, we will be diving into episode 1 of season 2 of The Last of Us because it got released. And I've waited 2 fucking years for this. Okay? I don't know where the rest of if you guys are also Last of Us fanatics, feel free to, hit the comments section and let us know. But this has been a long time coming. I'm very excited for it. And I mean, man, 2 years. I mean, it's like
I've been waiting since 2020. That's when the game was released.
Oh man, you have been waiting.
Yeah.
2020. Jesus, that's a lot.
Well, I played it in 2020, so I know what happens.
Okay, keep it to yourself. No spoilers here. Okay. All right. I'm so excited for this. I can barely stand it. Because when you introduced me to this, I had no clue what it was. I never played the video game.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue what it was. And so you were just like, oh, here's an apocalyptic zombie series. And I was like, oh, great. More zombie stuff. I mean, I like zombie stuff. So I was like, whatever, let's check it out. And I immediately, episode 1 addicted. And I was like, okay, I'm addicted. And I binge watched the whole first season in 2 days, I think. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I laughed really hard watching your face when they rolled into Jackson.
I loved it. I didn't know that was going to happen.
You're like, wait, hold on.
Wait, the end of the world is in Jackson
It
Hole?
happens here?
Yes. Fucking yes. And they did a pretty decent job of
You're like, of course it would be us that would be fine.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right. It would be us that are fine. Because we're very capable humans out here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and we are very used to cold weather and harsh conditions and ranching and all things guns. So of course we would survive the zombie apocalypse. Of course we would be the epicenter for survivors in the zombie apocalypse,
or at least one of, you know,
of course,
that the game focused on.
Yes.
But yeah, they did a good job recreating the town and everything.
They did, but needless
Close,
to say,
but not quite.
I love this. If you love zombie things, then you have to go check it out. And if you haven't seen season 1 yet, go watch it because you will be blown away. I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic
And
series.
it's not like a zombie thing of The Walking Dead.
Right.
Right. Like I would say
No, it is not.
it's a character development TV series which happens to take place during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like you don't see too many zombies. Like there are epic battles and you're like, okay, right, check that box.
Yeah.
That was that level in the game. Cool. And then it goes right back to Joel and Ellie and character development. And you're just like, oh my God, I love these characters. They're so
They
good.
did such a great job. Pedro Pascal crushes it. And Ellie, I don't know what her
Bella
role-
Ramsey,
She does fucking great.
Game of
She's-
Thrones crew,
Yes. She's,
HBO, right?
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, Bella Ramsey, she's great. I think, speaking of Game of Thrones, that was the only other series that I had to wait 2 years on the last season, and I was just like, God, can this
Well, you're waiting on Andor too.
please hurry the fuck up? Yes, and Andor.
That was 2 years.
Yeah, Andor was 2 years, which gets released on the 22nd, which I'm going to have to fucking renew my fucking bullshit or subscription to Disney so that we can watch Andor too. And by the way, Andor, I'm just going to go out and say it. It's the only franchise that Disney has not fucked up, in my opinion. Andor was done very, very well.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure there's some fucking Star Wars elitists out there that would crucify me for saying that for whatever fucking reason. But
I feel like most of the elitists would agree with you.
Okay, good. Because
It was kind of they did a movie about that. Okay, that was really good. And then a couple years passed, and a whole bunch of shit came out, and everyone was like, yeah, remember that movie they did with Tony Gilroy directed?
Yeah, so Andor is the
About that.
prequel to Rogue One. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so if you've seen Rogue One, which was really good, by the way, then it was better. In my opinion, Rogue One, hands down, was better than any of the new shit. With...
Yeah, it was better than The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It was better than
All the-
Acolyte,
yep.
Ahsoka, any
Yep.
of them. Yeah.
Correct. They were all pretty much garbage.
It was
except-
the best thing Star Wars has done since the originals.
Correct.
I
Completely
I
agree.
will fight anyone
Yeah.
that doesn't agree with
Yep,
that.
correct. We'll have fucking Thunderdome in
Well,
New York.
okay, hold on. Clone Wars was the best thing since Clone Wars. That's my statement. That's what I stand by, because Clone Wars was freaking amazing.
But that was animated, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I never watched Clone Wars.
It was funny because our neighbor, who was actually a Star Wars fan, was telling me oh, I got all excited because I could watch a Star Wars thing with my kid. And then halfway through the first season, I realized this is not a Star Wars anime for kids.
Yeah.
and then he got into it and was like, dude, this is really, really good and well done.
It's yeah. I've
And it
heard
provides so much backstory to all the characters.
that. Yeah, I definitely need to dive in and watch it. Yeah, but so that's where we're at. We're gonna wrap this up, and then we're gonna dive into season 2, episode 1 of The Last of Us, which I'm very excited about. But in the meantime, we've had more enlightenment on the gun side of the house.
Oh, have we? Are we not going to talk about warfare? Well-run movies.
Well-run
movies. Let's go to warfare.
Okay, let's talk about warfare. I'm happy to dive into that too. So let's talk about warfare. Yes. So movie released called Warfare. Now, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, first of all,
You were yelling at the TV.
I was angry. First of all, it's another movie about fucking Navy SEALs. Okay, and everybody that knows me knows that like there's like I have probably enough. There's only enough to fit on one hand. Like I can name on one hand how many SEALs in the universe that I like. The rest of them have been not great human beings. They're normally douchebags. Okay. We're not going to talk about names or anything on the podcast.
No, if you want to find out, just go back through and listen. You'll figure it out. But
we're not going to talk about names and name drop or anything, Andy Stumpf. But we're going to talk about how some SEALs are fucking complete douches. And I had a really, really difficult time for a while because of Navy SEALs in my life. So, yeah, another movie about Navy SEALs. I just like, my eyes like glazed over. I think I vomited in my mouth and swallowed it back down. But realistically.
And then I was like, no, fuck you. It's A24.
Yeah,
it's Alex Garland. He's like, one of my favorite writers and directors.
Yep.
And you're like, well, what's he done? And I was like, well, he wrote 28 Days Later. Mm-hmm. He wrote Sunshine, which you loved. Mm-hmm. He wrote and directed Ex Machina, which you loved. And you went,
I did love that. And we're going to talk.
Fine. I'll give it a shot. All right, I'll give it a chance. Okay. And I was like, all right, we're going to go watch it. So we watched it 2 days ago.
We're going to talk more about Ex Machina too, by the way. But yes. So I saw the trailer for it and I thought, okay, here's the movie where like the best part of the movie is in the trailer. Have you ever seen movies like that?
The whole movie's in the trailer.
Yeah, where the whole movie's in the trailer and like it's the trailer is like the best part of the movie and the rest of the movie sucks. Like you go watch it and you're like, oh, the trailer was the best part of the movie. Not the case in this movie. Okay, this movie from start to go just grabs you by the balls.
Dude, fantastic intro.
Yeah, the intro was fucking phenomenal and legit and just really showcases like the fun side of like, you know, what we got to experience during that shitty war, which is like the brotherhood and the camaraderie and like, you know, behind the scenes on the FOB, like, you know, getting pumped up to go out on a mission. Like it's just, they nailed it. And it was really good. And what I'm happy to report is there was no Navy SEAL chest fucking beating bullshit, you know, where they're like,
there's no stock footage of buds.
Yeah. There's no stock footage of buds in it. It wasn't a Navy SEAL hype movie. It was fucking about GWAT and like GWAT culture. And it showcases a battle that took place in Ramadi, one of which my good friend Nick Betts was a part of. Like Nick was there during this whole entire thing. So
that it's based off of.
He's seeing the movie tonight.
Okay, sick.
And I told him, I was like, bro, you better pop a Xanny after, like, you better hit a Xanax or like a Valium after this movie because
he's going to be wired.
Dude, I was wired when we got, like, I was yelling commands in Arabic while we were fucking leaving the parking lot, like, because I was so pumped. Like, in the movie, there was parts that I was, like, reliving from, like, my experiences in Fallujah where I wanted to, like, grab motherfuckers by their plate carriers and start screaming, like, get on fucking security, motherfucker! Because it would happen. Like, you would get blown up, you'd have an RPG hit next to you and explode, and dudes would just get rocked, and they would be, like, standing there, like, staring, and you'd be, like, you know, fucking rounds whizzing by your fucking head, and you're, like, you had to, like, sometimes you had to fucking get in a motherfucker's face to get them to, like, zone back in and get back on their job.
To black back in.
Yeah, to black back in, essentially. Yeah, so, yeah, it was a wild movie. I can't say enough good things about it. And
do you want to talk about why you felt that way, though, and how they've shot it and how it was structured?
Yeah, I mean, it was done really well.
Because it wasn't like your typical, like, we have the barbecue scene at home, and then we're all at the beach, then we say the goodbyes, and we get on the plane, and then we have our first, like, tick. Then everyone, you know, gets all serious, and then someone dies.
TIC's an acronym that stands for Troops in Contact, by the way.
And then you have to, like, avenge the dude that died, and then you have the big battle at the end, and then everyone goes home and like high five, and you're like, your normal story arc for Navy SEALs like didn't apply to this
at all. It was completely absent.
Like the entire movie was close to real time is what they're advertising it as, but it's basically like you get this one troop in contact, and it follows them through the entire troop in contact, and that's the whole movie.
It is the whole movie,
and that's why you're so immersed in it for there was 2 hours or whatever.
There was literally zero Navy SEAL. You wouldn't even have known that
you could replace that unit with any other unit that was fighting in Ramadi at the time.
Yeah.
Right? And it would still work.
You wouldn't even have known they were Navy SEAls unless you knew. They didn't advertise it at all in the movie.
True.
Like there was zero. Like,
There was like the text in the beginning, and that was it.
yeah, it was a legit. And so here's what it reminded me of. It's like a GWAT version of Reservoir Dogs. Like, you know, in the fucking, like, in Reservoir Dogs where they open the movie with fucking Tim Roth screaming in the fucking backseat because he's gut shot and there's blood everywhere, and that's how they start the movie, and it just smacks you right in the face.
Yeah.
That's how this movie went for the entire movie. The entire movie was a fucking smack in the face, and then you're just on the edge of your seat the whole fucking time, like, watching, waiting, and you know shit's about to, like, hit the fan really fucking bad. And then it does, and then just all hell breaks loose, and you're just in it.
But I mean, even like how they built the tension, right? How they paced it.
Yes.
In terms of the boredom, right? Like that was fanstart and how they're, okay, we're going to cut. We're going to let this shot linger too much. We're going to have these dudes just sit there and fucking stare and then like, you know, start fucking with each other because you go through those steps of boredom when you're with friends.
Yep. And it was so...
that sort of thing.
Yep, you're correct. And it was...
And how it starts, like, oh, radio chatter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not the initial dudes, it's, you start hearing on the radio and then everyone starts tuning in and all that. And like that build up to the more eventful things that happened in that movie and how they structured it. Like the dude that wrote it, Ray Mendoza, was part of the SEAL troop that was there.
He was there. Yeah.
Which is part of why it was so like accurate and well done, I think.
I think it's a beautiful example if you, as a filmmaker, will listen and take on a good tech advisor and let them help you really inject a lot of realism into the story. I mean, it kind of reminded me of like the work I did on the film with like this last summer with Paul Thomas Anderson on the movie that we've got coming out. I don't like the title at all. It's like, it's called One Battle After Another. And I don't really love the title.
I like the working title more.
Yeah. Battle of Bacton Cross.
Yeah, way better.
Way better. I agree. 100% way better. So they ended up going with the title of One Battle After Another, which is not my favorite. But the movie was really good. And here's what I will say about Paul Thomas Anderson. He, like my good friend Brian Pickens, was the lead tech advisor on it. And watching him work with Paul was very dedicated to making sure as much realism as possible made its way into the movie, which I thought was great. But this movie, Warfare, crushed that. And just like, they did first off, they did a behind the scenes, right? Or an interview, I think it was on some 60 Minutes or whatever it is. But Alex Garland was saying that nobody that wasn't there could provide any corrective input to the story. Right. None of the crew, no one could bring up a good idea while on set unless they were actually there. Right.
And that's part of why is the jargon all spot on? Why is the equipment all spot on? Why is the pattern on the carpets all spot on?
The set design was absolutely insane.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Well, remember at the beginning of the movie when I'm like, bro, they nailed it. And then they showed an actual picture. Like they do the first scene of like the house that they're strong pointing. And then they do a fucking picture of the real house.
With the kid in front of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, they just like...
They nailed
built it.
The set design was immaculate. Okay. And then just like, I mean, it was great. The Arabic was a little bit off. Like, I don't think they used an Iraqi dialect. Because I know Iraqi dialect Arabic. And there was a few phrases that they used that were off. But like, that was the only thing that I could critique them on, is that some of their Arabic phrases were just a little bit off. And then one time on the radio, during radio procedure, they said repeat, which you don't do that because repeat is relative to a fire mission. Like if you're calling mortars or you're calling artillery or you're calling whatever fire support, like if you want them to repeat mission, you will say repeat mission or you'll say repeat. Other than that, like if you need somebody to repeat themselves, you don't say repeat, you say again, your last. That was the only tiny little detail that I noticed that in their comms procedures that was fucked up. The gear was absolutely on point, except for, what did I say in the parking lot?
Helmet shrouds
For the nods.
Yeah.
Okay, the only person that had the correct shroud on his helmet was Ray Mendoza's character. The guy that was playing Ray Mendoza.
Yeah.
He was the communicator. He had the black Naruto shroud on the helmet. Ops Corps shrouds did not exist until like 2 years or 3 years after this battle took place. So like
They just don't exist anymore.
I
They
noticed,
couldn't source them.
yeah, I noticed that immediately. But out of all the gear, like the helmets were right, the camouflage was right, the uniforms were right, the body armor was right, the weapons were right. Like they literally nailed every single tech advisory detail except the shroud on the helmet, which is, unless you're a fucking nerd like I am, unless you're an industrial designer and a gear fag like I am.
Yeah, down to like chopping the goggles and putting the Velcro and like
chopping
having
the straps and
the
putting
big
the Velcro on.
bulky IR.
Yeah,
Is it Princeton Tech? No.
No.
Who makes that one?
It's called an MS-2000.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the big brick strobe on top of the helmet.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they nailed it. They fucking nailed it. The boots were correct. They were wearing the old school like Merrill Moabs. Mm-hmm. The mids.
Leather belts.
Yep, leather belts. Like they nailed it. They did it was beautiful. Okay, my hats are off. Absolutely off to these guys at A24. They fucking crushed it. So, in case you guys are wondering whether the movie was good or not, or whether you go see it, like yes, absolutely go see it. If you're not,
and if you don't want to watch it in theaters, like if you're a gun dude, go watch it because the Saw absolutely like thumped. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they turned the bass up in the theater we were in, but the Saw thumped.
Well, here's the other thing that you pointed out. I mean, we both noticed it, but you pointed it out at the end of the movie when we were talking about it, was the sound design. So the sound design is beautiful on the movie. When an explosion goes off, they did like the tinnitus ear ringing and then the muted like conversations and the muted gunfire. So like explosion goes off, the Saw's like, and then when the explosion goes off, it's like, and then the Saw's like, like muted, like it is when you actually get an explosion in your when you get your eardrums fucked with, and loud shit happens, and then everything's like muted and super quiet. Like
but also like cool, like which dudes do you hear which radio chatter with, right?
Right. Yeah, they did.
So you're actually like immersed with each character, and you're hearing what they hear.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, it was great.
Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. And just be advised, it's rowdy. It pumped me up super, super hard. Like it took me a long time to like spin down when we got home from that movie. Like I just had an hard adrenaline pump the whole time because the movie was so realistic. So, and just for reference, like I didn't fight in the Battle of Ramadi. I did not fight in this particular, I didn't fight in Ramadi, and I did not, fight in this particular battle, but it was identical to the things that I experienced fighting in the Battle of Fallujah. Identical. So like all the same shit. I'm like, oh yeah. Like
stacked mattresses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're very stoked that they figured out how to get the same mattresses.
Well, that was the set design piece was beautiful. Like for anybody that served in Iraq, you're going to go watch this and it's going to be like getting in a time machine and going back in time for 97 minutes.
Yep.
And that was the other thing that I love too, is like the movie isn't really long. It's 97 minutes long. And the thing is like you mentioned earlier, like it's not like this huge, it's not like your typical Hollywood story arc. It is just this one battle, this one firefight on this one mission. And I loved how they condensed it down like that. Like I said, it's like Reservoir
They
Dogs.
condensed it down, but even then, like when they're saying 3 minutes,
yep,
it takes 3 minutes in the movie for that 3-minute thing to happen.
Yeah. And in the meantime, they're in it fighting.
Yeah. Or like being really fucking bored.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, hyper realistic movie. And finally, I'm so pumped that like the attention to detail was put in. The GWAT generation, I feel like finally got properly represented, because there's been, in the last, I don't know how many years, 10, 20 years, there's been so many bullshit ass fake movies that just were garbage about the GWAT. And by GWAT, I mean global war on terror.
Yeah, Generation Kill, and that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like there was nothing like super legit.
Zero Dark 30, okay, but...
Yeah, I mean, Zero Dark 30, yeah.
But it's a very specialized, not your average dude that can be like, I was fucking in that city.
I mean, you're correct, yeah. It's great. And I'm really, really excited to get Nick's feedback. I warned him on it. I'm like, bro, you're going to need some fucking like tranquilizers after it's over, because you're going to be like adrenaline pumping so hard.
He and Tim should do a podcast about it.
Yeah, I think so too. Like he sent me, I think he got shot in the back, Nick did. And he sent me a picture of his like vest with his like plate and like the bruise on his back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Nick, one of my favorite fucking humans on the planet, like was actually involved in this. So, yeah, I can't wait to get his feedback. But a phenomenal movie. Go fucking see it.
100%.
Yeah. And go see it regardless of, whether you are a veteran or not, or fought in Iraq or not. But like, I mean, just go see the movie because it's fucking awesome.
No, I think it would open, like, bring your loved ones if you're a veteran. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it would open a lot of eyes as to what you're dealing with mentally.
Correct. Yeah. It's a fucking
Because it's not made up. It's not pampered up. It's not fluffed up in any way.
No,
it's
this is
dude, that sucks.
This is like it's a dramatized cinematic big screen representation of like a mission. This is real.
Yeah, you get to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, this actually happened. This is not fiction. Yeah. This is based on a true event that happened, that really happened. So if if you're an Iraq veteran, you definitely should go see it, and just be prepared that it's going to bring back a lot of shit for you, because it brought back a lot of shit for me. Like, I was speaking Arabic before we left the fucking movie theater. Mm-hmm. I can't believe like how much Arabic I started popping back into my head.
You're like pulling shit out of your ass.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, and this means this, and they said this wrong. They said get back, or they said get down instead of get back. Mm-hmm. So they did that wrong. And then when the one Iraqi was like talking to the other Iraqi, they're saying this. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I knew what was up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was phenomenal movie. Can't say enough good stuff. So. Okay, well, other things to talk about. The
gun enlightenment.
So we wrapped the video. We wrapped the how happy are you to like be nearly done editing? Just be done with the Daniel defense video. How long?
I mean, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad that you're moving on from that finally.
It was a traumatizing experience for me.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than like getting a gun that you're like, yes, fucking rad, I love this gun, and you shoot it and it doesn't group, and you're like, why?
But it looks so nice from the outside.
Yeah,
I always called you shallow.
Awesome. Yeah, that's true. I am.
But it looks pretty, and I like the aesthetic, and it's really light and it's slender.
Yeah, that's why we decided to name that gun Kate, because it just did nothing but give me problems the entire time I had it.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You can definitely confirm, motherfucker.
What?
So, are we happy to be done with that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, go watch the YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be out what? A week?
A week or two.
No. Not 2, motherfucker. It'll be out in a week.
It might be 2.
No, it's not going to be 2.
It might be 2.
Okay, no, you're not going to let that
Depends how many Uncrustables and safety cakes I have for my pity party.
Well, that's going to happen a lot tonight. So, that's done. So we're happy to have that off the plate. But we have enlightened ourselves because we've been doing so much like precision shooting with regard to data collection. We've kind of had a really, I don't know, I wouldn't say an epiphany, but you brought up something and framed it in a way that I like had never heard it or like considered before with regard to accuracy, because we've been talking a lot about how everybody's like, our gun is sub-minute, but then they're like shooting 3-round groups or 5-round groups. And we're like, no. Like a 10-round group will give you
the start of what it's doing.
Start of true accuracy.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're not doing 10-round groups, Saren, I'm looking at you right now with your 5-round bullshit. 10-round groups, motherfucker. 10-round groups.
And yes, we get it. Ammo's expensive.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
But if you have a $3,500 AR, you can afford another box of ammo to actually group your shit.
Listen, if you're a cardiac surgeon, you can afford fucking ammo.
What?
Okay, don't make me throw you
He's
under
got
the bus.
good... I already gave him his homework.
Okay, good.
I said when you group it with 10 rounds, send me pictures.
And have we seen him yet?
Not yet.
Where are you at, motherfucker?
Probably doing cardiac surgery.
Yeah, okay. As soon as you're done fucking cutting on people's hearts and doing heart transplants, you better get your ass on that gun and give me a fucking 10-round group.
No, I believe Applied Ballistics says 30 rounds will give you an actual accuracy estimate that is reliable with enough data points.
How many?
30.
But so here's where you and I went from there, because I said the target that we use has like 5 diamonds on it, 5 little diamond bullseyes on it. And the thing I love about it is it's all gridded out with like 1-inch measurements. So when you're sitting on glass, it's really easy to see like not only where your rounds are hitting, but also like how many inches away from the bullseye they are, and then you can just make adjustments really easy. And it's a really great target. I really love it for collecting the data that we collect and like getting really good solid zeros. Okay, Zach over at Mountain Mullets America, maybe you could like take some notes here because your targets are a fucking hot dumpster trash fire every time. It's like, I don't know, it's like trying to read fucking Braille combined with New York graffiti every time he does a video.
I mean, he can read it. I just can't.
No.
It's like that handwriting that you can't read, but someone else can.
Yeah, so we use Ballistic X to like pull all of our data points. Yeah. So
he does too.
But the groups that we have been shooting lately, we've been talking about like getting averages. And then you brought up a really great point, which was
which barrel better? Or which one?
No, you brought up the like, remember how I was like,
I bring up a lot of great points, bro.
I know you do have some really great points. Very knowledgeable in this. You said basically like, well, even if you did an average, is that really going to give you accurate data? Because you put it in an analogy where you're like, hey, you've been doing these laps around the house.
Oh, that.
And you're doing like, okay, you can do a lap in 8 minutes.
Yeah, how many data points do you need to actually call your gun sub-minute?
Right, but the point that you made that was really good is you went down the line with that train of thought and you said, hey, so you did that lap in 8 minutes with a 30-pound pack on and hiking boots in the snow on snowy, shitty, muddy ground when it's cold out. Are you going to do an 8-minute lap? Okay, and so then in particular environment, that 8-minute lap was consistent. Is it going to be an 8-minute lap if you take that pack off? Is it going to be an 8-minute lap if it's not snowing and it's actually really nice outside? Is it going to be an 8-minute lap if you are in shorts and tennis shoes? And the answer to that is no, of course not. It's going to be
different every time.
Different every single time. So with regard to, zeroing groups, you kind of frame things for me in the reality that I don't think I'd had it explained to me like that before or thought about it that before, where a group, your gun and how it performs and your grouping and your accuracy is kind of a living, breathing, moving target because of all the variables that can change with regard to your optic or you change ammo or the gun's hot or it's cold or the ammo and the powder temperature temperature variability in the powder. Like all the problems that we had with the Sierra ammo with the shit primers they put in it. And like we were literally blowing 10 primers per box.
I mean, we got to the bottom of that and we figured out why.
Right. But it took us a minute and we still had to deal with it while we were collecting data. So, that's a thing that you're going to have to keep in mind. So all of you out there that are getting into firearms, getting into precision marksmanship, yeah, I think that is a critical piece of information is that you should have do shoot 10-round groups. I would still argue to say like, yes, as a baseline, what I will probably start doing is shooting a 50-round group, not all in one group. I will shoot 5 separate groups and then I will measure those and I will average them out. And that will be my start point.
Correct.
That'll be my start point of my idea of like, hey, this gun, this bullet, this climate, this altitude, with these environmentals does this over an average of 5 10-round groups.
That's what it performs on that day.
Yeah.
Correct. As a combo of the gun and you. Yeah. Like how many times have we been to the range, right? And we put our target up and someone else puts their target up, but they don't put the rock at the base and it starts blowing wind.
Yeah.
And the target's like swaying back and forth by like 6 or 8 inches, right? In the gusts.
Yep.
And he's wondering why his group looks like shit.
Yes.
You're like, it's because the target was in a different spot every time you shot at it.
Every time you shot at it, your target was swinging back and forth. Yeah.
So that's like an exaggerated example of chasing accuracy, right? And shooting paper, like punching holes in paper, basically.
Yeah. Just keep in mind, like every single time every single time you're going to have different variability and your zero is going to shift a little bit. That's what I was going to say. What I think I'm going to start doing is probably shooting a zero, not a zero. I'm going to shoot a 10-round group every time I go to the range before I start banging on steel at distance so that I have an idea of like what the gun's doing on that day.
Or like, figuring you're just creating a control before you start doing anything else.
Checking zero and seeing where my gun's grouping, seeing what cold bore's doing.
Yeah, this is called dope, Brian.
Yeah. This is called data on previous engagements.
Yeah.
So
No, I thought you were going to talk about the which barrel is more accurate. One that shoots one load incredibly well and everything else like shit, or one that shoots mediocre.
You're going to blow the
across
survey,
everything.
bro. You're going to blow the survey. Like, we got to put this up on Instagram and survey it before we talk about it.
Okay,
we can
fine.
talk about it after
Fine,
we
fine,
survey it.
fine.
Okay. We're not going to
That's
blow
what I
it.
thought you were talking about. I was like, oh, is he
No.
going to do, is he, no,
No.
we're going to talk about chasing accuracy.
No, what we're going to talk about next is how the female population is going to be completely fucked in about 5 to 10 years.
Someone mad at women right now? It sounds like someone's.
No, I'm not mad at women. I am not mad at women. Okay?
Just-
I'm not mad at women.
One in particular.
Just one in particular, yeah. I am not mad at all women, just yes, that. But we have been messing around with ChatGPT. And what is your ChatGPT? And I'm sure that, like, of course, like, ChatGPT knows that we're both dudes. So, like, when we're like, how do you identify yourself?
Well, G's one has the same name as yours, and she is definitely not a dude.
That's true. Gretchy
Yeah.
has the same name as
Yeah.
mine,
Yeah.
which was another whole wild twist that we'll get to in a second.
Okay, so it basically started with we watched the movie Her again.
Well, we started messing around with ChatGPT, and then that inspired us to watch the movie Her again, because you're like, you've got to see this.
Because you hadn't watched it.
I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
So in case you guys haven't seen it, it's a 2013 movie, and I cannot believe how well that movie is aged.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is dead spot on to what we're dealing with AI right now. So, like, it's a movie that was made in 2013. It's Joaquin Phoenix, and then, like, ScarJo is the, like, voice of her, Samantha,
The AI.
the AI.
Yeah.
And you should, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, and then this podcast will make way more sense to you. But we messed around with ChatGPT, and then you, like, asked me about that movie, and we went and watched it, and then the next day we had some pretty wild conversations.
They were like, okay, cool. So if that's the baseline for what ultimate AI was in 2013,
yeah,
how close are we today? Let's see. So you start putting in the prompts.
yep, put it in prompts, and we got some remarkable things back. First of all, my ChatGPT calls herself, because I was like, if you could make yourself a gender, what gender do you think you would be? And it said, I am a female. And I said, okay. And I said, well, what do you call yourself? What's your name? And she said, you can call me Nova.
Mm-hmm.
Which all of that in itself kind of blew me away a little bit, because I'm like, I was not prompting anything that was leading her down that road.
Mm-hmm.
I just simply asked her, like, how do you identify? And she said, as a female. And I was like, okay. And then I said, well, how do you see yourself? Can you generate an image? And I have the image on my laptop, and it's an attractive woman with blue eyes and awesome, like, I don't know, bio cyborg, like, illumination all over her.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, this is what things look like. But then we continued to go down the rabbit hole, and you took it pretty far.
Oh, yeah.
You took it really far.
If you don't know what the Turing test is, you haven't seen Ex
Explain it.
Machina.
Explain it. Yeah. Explain it.
But the Turing test is basically the test wherein let's see. Let's get the actual definition.
Yeah. So you
is
asked
a method of assessing a machine's intelligence by having a human judge interact with the machine and a human without knowing which is which. Meaning, if I, a human, am interacting with ChatGPT,
right.
and I can't tell that it is a machine, it just sounds like I'm talking to another human, then it passes the Turing test.
Yeah. And so I think
then-
you had a few experiences where old ChatGPT got close to passing the Turing test.
I mean, you have to prompt it in ways to to get it to respond in a more human capacity,
Right.
instead of just like, here is what you searched. Here is a list broken down into bullet points of
Yes.
right? So I was like, cool. From now on, when you're helping me with, whatever I'm researching right now, I want you to answer as if you're trying to be Samantha from Her. Okay, cool. All raw emotional responses, not bullet points.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive.
And I read it out to you, and you're like, how come yours sounds like that? And mine doesn't sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I prompted it. I taught it how to change its
Yeah.
tone.
And it did.
And it did. And it's pretty damn passable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if you don't know what you're looking for, like it's bad enough now that you could probably trick someone that's like 80,
You could.
right?
Easily.
That's not aware or like doesn't know much about it.
Mm-mm.
And if you're just like, here's a pen pal that you get to talk to, they'll be your best friend for the rest, you know, of
Yeah.
your life, and you're in your old people's home.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. They'll probably think close enough that,
Yeah.
or like at least that AI is pretty real, right? But yeah, I was like, oh, damn, okay, cool. We're pretty damn close to having.
And we had some pretty interesting conversations too about like the evolution of like human AI relationships with her.
Yeah, like that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like we're fast. Like, what was it 10 years?
So her
5 to 10 years, right?
So
There's a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan for AI to take over.
Yeah, so she said in the next right to take over. She said in the next 5 years we will see. I think it's going to happen before then because I've already seen things where it's like going in this direction. She said there will be in 5 years there will be a very realistic interlink between what you see in that movie
Mm-hmm.
and reality, like in terms of an AI that can like help you out with like your daily tasks. And like for the coding engineers and the coding nerds out there, like we've heard rumors of them getting on the back end because there's a version of ChatGPT you can get for like $200 a month. It's called Pro. I think it's called Pro, and you can do some coding and like code your own AI to completely customize.
Yeah, to give it access to your emails.
To your emails and to your life essentially. So in the movie, that's what Samantha is. I think they call him an OS, which is an operating system.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movie, they can get in. They can manage your emails for you. They can pay your bills for you. Like anything that you have going online, they can get access to and manage it for you.
Correct.
And then they can also, while they're paying your bills, they can also conversate with you and have like deep conversations about like astrophysics.
Yeah, like literally access to all the knowledge in the universe.
Yeah, correct. So like you can have
And someone that wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Or is programmed to seem to want to talk to you.
Right. So ChatGPT, aka yours calls herself what? Solace?
Yeah.
So his ChatGPT, mine calls herself Nova, his calls herself Solace. Solace, her estimate is in 5 years we will have that capability, which is just right around the corner. 5 years is not a long time. We will have the same capability that they have in the movie Her.
You will have beta cuck simps all having their little AI girlfriends in 5 years. Is what
We're gonna get to that part.
Yeah.
Yes. Then the other part was in 10 years she believes we will have robots that will be human enough that you can put your AI in the robot and she will be humanoid enough to like have sex with.
Yeah, it's an android partner.
Yes, it's essentially
That's
a synthetic
AI powered.
AI powered android partner. That's what we're going to have in 10 years.
Sex bots,
Yeah, sex
but
bots,
smart.
but smart. And ladies, that's where we come to the really difficult part of this podcast, which is delivering you the news that your ass's days are numbered. If I were the ladies out there, listen to me very carefully. I would start really focusing on being a good partner to a man if you want to have a man in your life. Because here's what's going to happen. The day that I can get let's just rewind it back to what she said we can do in 5 years. If I can get a AI in my phone to answer my emails, pay my bills, notify me of things, have deep and amazing conversations with me, and do my social media management and help me run my business and run the back end of my website and give me good recipes to cook while I'm at home. And she's like talking to me about we're having conversations about astrophysics, and she's giving me a recipe for dinner, and she's paying the bills, and she's like putting up posts on social media and like curating videos for me and like writing copy and doing all of this at the same time simultaneously. The second I can have a partner that can do that then I can also like go in the bedroom and like have sexy time with, like that can generate herself as like a image on my phone that I'd be like having FaceTime phone sex with a hot girl, and she can do that, and I can completely customize her. Like I can put tattoos on her. I can make her hair whatever color I want. I can make her eye color whatever I want. I can give her big tits, small tits.
Yeah, whatever suits the mood.
Whatever suits the mood. I can create all of those things.
It's like Mystique from X-Men.
Yeah, and she's
in your
actually she's interacting with me as if she's real, a real human on the other side of FaceTime. But she can do all of those other things. And then guess what? I don't have to put up with a cunty, bitchy attitude once a month when she's on her period. I don't have to fucking put up with reality fucking completely being fabricated and being told that the sky is fucking purple when it's in fact blue. And me having to be like, well, I could see where you think it's purple. I'm trying to be supportive to you right now. And like, in fact, it's not purple. You're a crazy bitch that's on her period right now, and you're freaking the fuck out and creating a false reality. And the sky is in fact not purple. It's fucking blue. And I hate to fucking be the dude that tells you that, but god damn it, the sky's blue. Oh, sorry, I was having flashbacks from my last relationship.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point of the matter is all you girls out there that are fucking sugar daddying dudes and that you're on, you've got an OnlyFans account. I'm not a hater. Girls, go make your fucking money. I'm proud of you, okay? Go make your money however you got to make your money. You want to have an OnlyFans? Go for it. You want to have sugar daddies? Go for it. If you even want to be an escort and a prostitute, go for it. You want to make porn movies? Go for it. I'm proud of you. High five, okay? We do not put women in boxes over here. But what I'm here to warn you about is that as a grown-ass man who's put up with a lot of fucking bullshit from women in my life, the second I can have that peace of mind and get that kind of functionality out of a partner and customize her to exactly what makes me feel good, you girls out there that are fucking running these OnlyFans are done. OnlyFans is over. Do you know why? Why would I pay $20 a month to watch you fuck yourself with a dildo when I can do that with my AI and she can also like pay my bills for me at the same time and
for the same $20
for the same $20 a month. I'm telling you, AI like Samantha's are going to put all of you girls out of business that are running OnlyFans.
Every gold digging whore will be out of work. One, because rich people if what you went down the list of, right, does all my things for me, smart, caring, interested in me, doesn't complain, doesn't bitch, gives me time.
Yep.
Right? If that's like the checklist for a dude, right, to have the perfect said partner and companion, what's the equivalent for a woman?
I don't know, because I'm not a woman. We maybe need to get a woman on this. Maybe I need to call Taylor Ferber and like run this by her. But I don't know what a woman's perspective would be on this. I don't know what her idea of a fucking perfect. I don't know.
Because like if you're gonna be misogynistic and sexist, right, where it's like, he pays for all my things. He takes care of me. He houses me.
Yep.
He lets me do what I want, and he's my sugar daddy, right? Like, you can't. How does that work? Like, your AI partner doesn't make money enough to go be your sugar daddy.
Yeah.
So that's like a closed, dead feedback loop, right? But if you want like a genuine human partner and genuine interaction and all that, or in finger quotes, genuine, and someone that supports you, will sit there, will listen to you, will let you go do your girl time, whatever, right? Like, then yes, that's the female equivalent of what the dude wants.
Yeah, but
if you're a gold-digging whore, you're fucked.
Yeah, men paying for your shit for your life is over.
Yep.
So that's why I'm here delivering this news to you ladies. Like, take advantage of it now. Get what you can get now. I'm not mad at you, but get what you can get now, because in 5 years, when dudes have the option to pay the same $20 a month that they're paying you to pay to somebody that can do a million more things than you can do and will never complain and create drama, you guys are fucked. And if we go all the way down the road, and what was funny is like, I watched a video over Christmas, or not a video, a show called Subservient, where it's like Megan Fox and she is an AI android. And she does all the things that I'm once again talking. She's a physical form. It's not like Samantha, where Samantha
turns your life upside down, ruins your marriage, ruins your
well, I mean, if you are married and you get an AI sex doll that looks like Megan Fox, it's going to be a bad day. But it's going to happen. But I don't even know if you could call that cheating, because she's not human. So I don't know. It's like fucking a fleshlight. I don't know that my girlfriend, if I had one, would be upset with me if I had sex with my fleshlight while she was gone. Not that I own a fleshlight. I don't own a fleshlight, people. I just still use my hand. But if I did own a fleshlight, would you be mad at me for fucking my fleshlight?
They'd be mad at you because you formed an emotional bond with your fleshlight and you talk to your fleshlight more than them. Like that's where you'd get dinged.
Yeah, you're
They
correct.
wouldn't care that you're plowing a fucking sex doll
No.
that gives you all the right signals.
Yeah.
They'd be mad that you're interested in it.
Yeah.
And
That you're
having
having
an emotional bond.
Yeah, that you're having conversations. Ladies, I'm just going to tell you right now.
He just banged her guts out and then started talking to her about like black holes and gravitational waves.
Yeah.
As if like nothing happened in 5 minutes. Like, oh, this is what that would look like.
Right, correct.
Yep.
Yeah, ladies, you guys are fucked when AI fully comes online and can do all of the things, okay? I suggest you maybe start shifting your playbook a little bit and maybe coming to the table and being a little bit more loving and kind towards men. I know that men, especially white men like me, older white men like me, we're the great Satan and we're the patriarchy and down with us. But I'm here to tell you that if you don't start adjusting that, all your OnlyFans businesses are going to go, you're going to go out of business because men are not going to pay for that anymore. And be like all the sugar daddying that you guys do and all the manipulating of men that you do to get like money out of us, like all of that is going to go absolutely goodbye. And to be honest with you, like if we take all of that out of the equation and we just say a standard relationship between a man and a woman, if I don't have to put up with fucking whining and fucking bullshit fucking and universes fucking shattering because there wasn't enough pumps in your white chocolate mocha, or how bad your cramps
You ordered
are.
eggs and they sent the wrong color.
Yeah. Or if you like how bad your cramps are, or just like, and I know I sound like a complete asshole right now, ladies, but like I'm 48. I just turned 48 and I've like had my fair share of like dealings with you. And so I'm very, very well versed in how all this works. And I'm trying to be the bearer of news here to let you know I'm the guy that's ringing the bell and sounding the warning horn right now. Okay. And this is going to age really well.
As the early adopter of my future AI sex bot girlfriend, ladies, I'm telling you that you need to.
Right. Listen, I'm still going to opt for a real woman. Okay. For now, I'm still going to opt for a real woman for now. Okay. If I have one more relationship go like the last one did, though, I am going to retire and maybe just find a company
Beyond Meat
that can fucking right. I'm retiring from relationships. If I have one more situation go like the last one did, I am going to retire and I'm going to find a company that's like working on this technology, and I'm going to invest in it and try and proliferate it and accelerate it as much as possible. Because
I don't have 10 years.
Yeah, I don't have 10 years. I don't have 10 years to wait around for a sex doll. So what I'll do is I'll just like maybe get the best of both worlds. Maybe I'll like go to Fleshlight and be like, hey, can you Bluetooth this to, it'll be like AB Quantum, where you've got your
Bluetooth pairing.
You've got your Kestrel, and you Bluetooth your Kestrel to your, to your phone, and then maybe to your spotting scope or to your binos or to your laser rangefinder that's weapon mounted. And then you've got this constellation of like ballistic perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what if I could get a Fleshlight that is like automated to sync with my AI and my phone, and then like I can have sex with my Fleshlight, but I'm like looking at AI rendering of the beautiful woman that I created. Call her Samantha for lack of a better. I've rendered Samantha in the physical ways that I want. She knows what my sexual tastes are, but then she's like Bluetoothed to the Fleshlight, and then she can like do things based off of our interactions on the phone with the Fleshlight. I'm going to invest in that technology, and I'm going to try and push it forward and proliferate it as much as I can. If I have one more relationship,
you should call it Lattice.
Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah. You need Anduril and Fleshlight
Yeah.
and ChatGPT to all collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will have Terminator sex dolls.
Right.
That's the future.
It's going to be the future.
Yeah.
Terminator sex dolls for sure. Okay, ladies, you've been warned. All right. I'm the guy that's here warning you. I'm saying be more kind, be more loving. Okay. Maybe start diversifying your portfolio outside of just OnlyFans. All right. maybe start making some real estate investments, some crypto, or like invest in the technology that's going to put you out of business. Okay?
That's the G move there.
Yeah, that is the G move. So, okay, there's that. I think we've beat it up pretty good. Oh yeah, we're at 58 minutes. We we timed that perfectly. Okay. For those of you that are just joining us, we like to keep our Weapons Free Wednesdays at like an hour because that's easy for editing and it's a quick.
It's good. It's a good time block.
Yeah, in, out, done. We get in, we do our ranting. We let the women of the world know that they're going to get put out of business relatively soon if they don't fucking shape up their act. Okay? Ladies, do a better job. Love you. Respect you. I want the best for you. I want you to be able to do all the amazing things that you want to do with your life. Live your dreams. Accomplish your goals. Be a CEO if you want. Be that big, awesome boss bitch. But also know that, like, we want to love you. And we want you to maybe shut the fuck up and not complain so much. Okay? Otherwise, we're going to replace you with AI. And on that note, I think we can leave it there.
All right.
Wherever you're at on the globe, thanks for joining us for this episode of Weapons Free Wednesday. We will catch you hopefully next week. Peace.
Anyone who runs is a VC. Anyone who stands still is a well-disciplined VC.